Hey, beautiful people. You are watching the RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, All Winners, Season 7, Episode 10 review of RuPaul's Drag Race. I am your host, Eric Devante, with the best co-panelists in the world, Lawrence and Derek.
What's
Hi.
up?
Apollo
Episode
Theater
10.
sound effects.
We need the rattlesnake.
Wait, the shade sound?
The shade sound.
I know I should
Next season.
Next season. It's going up. It's absolutely going up. So hopping right on it. Well, first off, how are you two doing?
Great.
I don't want to be a cold bitch. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Derek?
Better with some light. Oh, I'm feeling good now.
All right, look. Got you in your zone. So this is episode 10, the Kennedy Davenport Center Honors Hall of Shade, which I love the name of this. I don't know if I got the concept right away, like why Kennedy Davenport? Like, what was the significance of the title for this episode? Do y'all know? Or was it just a thing?
Maybe because she was the true winner of All Stars 3.
I know Lawrence has
She was a lovely second alternate, but I don't know about the true winner of All Stars 3.
So you agree Thorgy was robbed?
No, I definitely don't.
It's been the Crim's world. We're just living in it.
Period. That's it. I love Thorgy. Justice for Thorgy. Okay, so let's hop on in. So we find out at the end of last episode, Monet wins her second star. Jinx wins her third. Raja returns with the platinum plunger after being blocked for the first time. To Raja's disappointment, she learns that there is no secret. The girls have gagged her all season, so she feels like Boo Boo the Fool. Love that for Raja. And at this point, every queen has been blocked at least once. So a quick all-star number recap. 3 stars, Jada and Jinx Monsoon. 2 stars, Monet Exchange, Trinity the Tuck, Evie Ali, The Vivian, and Raja. 1 star, Shea Coulee. So yeah, I mean, these are in the notes. These are in the notes that Lawrence made. Now, what are you guys' initial thoughts about this episode at the top of it? Like once you hear what the challenge is gonna be, or is just hearing the name alone, what are your initial thoughts? Because I didn't know what to expect, quite honestly. If they didn't tell me it was a roast, I would have been like,
I don't really understand like why it's called the Kennedy Davenport Hall of Shade, whatever. I'm sorry, that was a little delayed, but I'm not understanding like the significance of Kennedy Davenport at all. Like it's not even like in dealing with like the Snatch game where like she had the first male character, I think.
Mm-hmm,
she pioneered that, right? Yeah. So yeah, she had the first male character. I remember it being a big thing, like, oh, are you gonna do a? But I don't really understand like why for a roast. I mean, the roast that she was in, she did like okay. The Despy Awards. I love the Despies. She did okay, yes, but she wasn't like I don't really get it. I don't know.
You know how like Tatiana has choices? And that makes sense because it's synonymous with Tatiana. That's why I was just trying to understand like what's the significance here. No shade, because I love Kennedy, but I was just like, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it was an untucked moment that I didn't tune in for. I don't know. Derek, any insight?
No insight other than, it probably was just super random. I think the name in itself is hilarious. The Kennedy Davenport Center Honors. Like, what? This imaginary event. It's funny.
I love it.
I think it's also because her name actually does sound like a censor for something. It sounds like a real person. It sounds like a someone really, really important that has this censor for shade. So
right.
Or they're setting us up to see more Kennedy Davenport.
I would not be mad at that.
Potentially.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Okay, so RuPaul enters the workroom. The look, the black and white kind of like pinstripe jump off with the yellow pants. Yay, nay.
It's
to
a boot
shoe. Did you give it a boot?
It's a boot.
Okay, that's fair. Derek?
It's okay. I'm not looking at it right now. But it's okay.
It was just some cozy loungewear, but I mean, I guess if we have to rate it, it is a boot. Okay, so we have a mini challenge. Oh my God, we need a sound effect. Money, 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 money.
Wait, let me get my sound effect machine. This will be an episode of sound effects.
Look, I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
You better come with it. So, we found out that there's a mini challenge. One of the ones that I really like, where the queens have to pop a balloon by thrusting themselves behind a pit crew member. The pop balloon will reveal a color. That color will indicate the placement of the queens in the roast. How did you guys feel about this mini challenge? Lawrence, I'll start with you.
I didn't feel one way or another about it. It just kind of felt like filler. I didn't really particularly enjoy it. They could have completely nixed it, I think.
Done what they've been doing the last 4, 5, 6 episodes?
Which is nothing. Yep. Yeah, I think that they should have just done that.
Okay.
Nothing.
Yikes. It's so hard to be a RuPaul enthusiast like this. Derek?
I enjoy the mini challenge coming back. No prize money, that's okay. But instead, we got some free thrusting from a group of bottoms, and I'm never mad at that.
I don't think that the group is full of bottoms. I think Shay's verse. I believe she said that in a past episode.
Yes, she did.
I think
a few of them are actually verse.
Jada may actually be a top.
Really?
I believe so.
And
unless she's been joking, but I don't think she's joking because she said it too many times.
A lot of her acquaintances, when they reference the show, they say often how she is like she has no top skill, but who knows? Have they slept with her?
Didn't she call herself a bottom? Wasn't that like one of her?
Oh yeah,
openings?
right.
America's favorite bottom.
Yeah,
I forget.
I don't
That's
know.
what I have
I'm getting
saved
mixed
under
messages.
my phone.
America's favorite bottom.
I'm getting mixed messages. It doesn't matter. She's still hot. Apparently, Jinx is a bottom.
I'm not surprised. Oh, is that bottom shaming? Whatever.
Wow. Cancel this. Cancel.
You're canceled.
Shade Circle. Did any moments in particular stick out for you guys in this challenge? Did you get aroused at any of the queens? No? Am I reaching?
You're reaching.
I'm gonna put my arm back.
Raja's was hilarious.
Oh my God,
just that old cougar, like that hasn't been touched since season 3 or ANTM days or something, and she finally found like a guy. Although like these pit crew member, like it seemed very like, I don't know, like of mice and men to me. Like one of them was small and then the other one was humongous.
The little redhead wasn't getting no love. It was the other one that was getting all the thrusting.
Yeah, they're in a room full of bottoms.
That's fair.
Not a room full of bottoms. I will say I would like to see more representation in the pit crew staff or members, or
absolutely,
only because if they're going to be consistent with this messaging of like wanting to be inclusive and diverse with their winners, with their contestants, I think they should not continue to use just this standard pit crew sort of like physique with the body.
It's changed though, because do you remember season 1? That pit crew is completely different from now. That pit crew was breeded raw. This pit crew,
Eric,
we're not mad at breeded raw.
Children watching.
Are there?
Christ.
I need to issue an explicit warning. I didn't tell the kids to watch this. Okay, so Rue announces that the queens will have to roast each other to a crisp. This is a staple maxi challenge in Drag Race history, and as a result, the queens will roast in this order: Raja, Evie, Shay, Jinx, Trinity, Monet, Jada, the Vivienne. Is anyone at a clear advantage, or does it even matter at this point?
No, I didn't even think about it like that.
I didn't see any, like, edge in getting a certain placement. Like, if you got it, you got it. It really doesn't matter where you are. Like, I think if you're first and you're really good, I think the only troublesome part of that is that you may not be as memorable unless you're like super spectacular, just because like 7 other people are going after you. But other than that, if you're good, you're good. If you're not, nah.
Yeah.
So. Lawrence, any advantage? Does it matter?
I think it would have mattered if we were watching a season that was honest and real, but because we're
Oh,
not, it doesn't matter.
drag this whole season, production, and everyone involved.
Ew. And then he tries to be innocent after he just read them for filth and told them all to quit their jobs.
Jesus, like wow.
Funny.
So we are in the workroom. The queens are sharing their feelings and concerns in regards to the roasting challenge. Jada and Evie have never done a roast on their original season, so they are both nervous. Which I did not notice that season 11 didn't have one. Season 12 really didn't have a roast. What did they have in place for that? Like, what was their stand up?
I have a
roast?
hunch. I mean, I have a hunch, and I mean, I could be 100% wrong. But now that we're like all BFFs with Jada Essence Hall, we can ask her later. But I have a hunch that for that season, there probably was some type of stand-up roast or something challenge that would have highlighted Sherry Pie. But I guess they were trying to like rid, because it would seem as though Sherry Pie would be like
the one,
the main, like the one to not only win but maybe demolish something like that, and they didn't want that to be like a, and it would have been kind of just easier, like, so I know that they said that they aired the season as is, but I do wonder if that was something that they had like maybe planned to do, that the girls had to be like aware that this could be like a possibility, but then they just kind of nixed it all together.
It's OD in the sense of like, damn, a whole like maxi challenge, but at the same time, I understand like when you're doing something like this on a major network, the politics of it all, don't play with it. Damn, you might be onto something, Lawrence. That's a good hunch, because it's like, so what took the place of that? Because I don't remember. There was no like Lady Bunny death type moment. Maybe
it was the political campaign.
The political campaign. Yeah, that's right.
That wasn't. I mean, that's not. I mean, I don't know.
It's not the same format of like a roast or stand up.
Yeah.
It's improv. It's improv.
Yes.
Kinda, because you're still preparing campaign speeches and spiels and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they were just like, let's try something new.
I call shade.
Do you?
Trinity, the tech voice.
No.
Oh,
Jinx is very comfortable and confident in her abilities to roast. Monet feels the pressure of keeping up with her previous roast win of Lady Bunny in All Stars 4, which was great. The Vivian is confident and hopes that her British humor translates well in American comedy. And Trinity feels the most pressure as her last two roasts in season 9 and All Stars 4 were less than stellar. Jinx offers to help Trinity if she needs it, and she says Trinity previously helped her out in a design challenge and she would like to pay it forward in a comedy challenge. We love that. Queens helping queens. So, pre-roast, I'm noticing this interesting editing format this season where we're not getting to see as much insight into what we may get for the actual challenge. Have you guys noticed that? Like, they kind of do like quick cutaways of each queen while they're talking to like the judge and the guest panelists. What do you guys think about that? And do you think it's like strategy behind it, or are we just saving time and film?
Probably a little bit of both, right? Like, even though it's on a streaming platform, you still only have like a certain amount of time to get like the episode and stuff like that done. And things are significantly longer than they were in season 2, 3, 4. I mean, season 3's roast was short. I don't even know like if any of those were actual jokes or if like the queens themselves were the jokes. I didn't really understand like what was going on. Remember they had like that. No, in season 3 they did it was stand up. It wasn't a roast. It was stand up, but it was like a comedy challenge. Remember when Raja, like, she was like cosplaying as like Carrie from the movie, and then Jada Sophia was like on her knee. She was like the little woman or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah, who was scatting.
Oh, I didn't know she was into that. But I mean, I think that it was just like nowadays, like they have it like extended for like a much longer period of time. Like even the lip syncs and stuff like that, like they're kind of writing out these entire songs. Whereas like if you go back to like season 5, I mean they'll chop out 2 whole verses and get right to the last part of the chorus and then say let the music play. Like, well, yeah, let the music play. But now they're letting the music play. Like you're seeing every type of thing. But you know, they have a way of like, I did find that the editing for this episode in particular was very, very, very strange. Very strange.
Give us some insight.
Okay. We haven't gotten to like that part of like our segment yet.
So just like tap me back on the shoulder when it's time.
Yes.
Derek, how do you feel about the editing this season? Or in regards to like, you know, before the Maxi Challenge?
I feel like, so the editing this season, of course, has been in favor of the queens, and then I'm really enjoying getting a lot more insight from the queens outside of the show when they start talking about the editing and what's been taken out, and also just helping me put into perspective, like, this is also a production. They only have a certain amount of time to show so much. But if you've been a true fan and watching all of these episodes and watching the previous seasons, you know what these queens are capable of doing. I think Trinity's showing this episode was a good example of that. You know, knowing where she come from with comedy and comedy challenges such as the roast, and seeing how she performed this time, seeing Jada in her no pun intended, the essence of like how she shows up, and like how like sort of like quirky slash like anxious and nervous. I'm seeing a pattern, but still like being funny without being funny. I think because we know the stuff about them, we're able to put it together a little bit better. But for the new fans, maybe they wouldn't know that. But we know what's up with the queens. But yeah,
That's good perspective. Okay, so we are back in the workroom. Shay tries to psych herself up to do the best that she can in the roast. As she currently has only 1 star, she feels the pressure to win in order to have a chance to compete in the finale. You know, it's kind of crazy to me. Derek put both Lawrence and I onto a Clubhouse chat that was discussing this episode, and I never looked at Shay as comedic relief. I always looked at her as just like a really well-rounded queen who I think may be funnier off the cuff. But it is crazy to me that this season she really is just like 1 star. And I thought that we would see like a bit of a twist or something without giving too much information that would kind of like, you know, I think just because if the MO for this season is to make sure that the queen's reputation is untouched or improved, then, you know, you would kind of accommodate that. Kind of like how Evie Oddly got her original start, where it was kind of like a slow burn for her and then she got her first star. I was thinking something like that may take place this episode, but gag me with the DeLorean. So yeah, I don't know. Just sharing that with y'all. Did you guys have any thoughts about like the workroom conversations, the queens who were insecure, the queens that you thought were gonna rise to the occasion? Give me some insight as far as y'all's predictions for the main stage challenge. Derek?
Perfect. So I said this last episode, or that was just my map. I think I definitely explained this in the Clubhouse chat that I was in over the weekend. So I thought, because I thought there must be something coming, or we already have a good idea who's going to be in the top 4 right now with like 1 toss up. I think going into the episode, I was expecting for Raja, them to like put some looping RuPaul. while Raja is doing her jokes, just to make it seem like she was a lot more funnier than she was, because I don't see Raja as like this comedic like genius. Like I knew this is something that Jinx, Monet, maybe Jada could excel at, but I thought that they were going to let Raja be seen as the winner of this challenge because she would have been blocked. She can't get a star. And then I was really hoping that this was Shay's challenge, because then she'll get her 2nd star. So that means it would have been at the time of the episode before new stars was giving out by the end of this episode, there would have been 3, Jinx and Jada, and then everybody else would have been at 2.
It would have been more of an even playing field, or like at least create some more mystery as far as who's going to make it to the finale.
Yeah. If the winners of this episode turned out to be Raja and Shay, Raja wouldn't have gotten a star. She'd be still at 2, and then Shay would join the 2 club, and then we would just have those 2 people at 3. That's what I thought. So it'll be anybody's game between episodes 11 and 12. That's what I thought. But no, it was the complete opposite.
Completely. Yeah, I don't know. Lawrence, how are you feeling as the president of the Shea Coulee fan club at this point? How are you feeling? Is there still hope?
And will you be resigning?
No. I'm actually gonna have a promotion when Shay takes this season. And there's always a chance for Shay to like come up. Jinx said it best to Shay, like, if there's anybody that can
Wait, we gotta talk about that.
I'm so confused.
Not the key in the cackle of Jinx's words of encouragement to Shay. Do you not take her seriously? Is she the joke?
I'm gonna let Lawrence feel this. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Escandalo.
That was funny because why did Jinx say that shit right in front of Monet? If there's anybody that can pull out two stars in 2 weeks, it will be you. And that's not to say that you can't, Monet. Sorry, that was funny. Shady bitch.
You know, I mean, Monet got her extra star, so there's no points to prove. She just has to like keep that momentum going. But you know, I feel that Jinx just be saying whatever. Who's gonna check her?
Boop.
Period. So yeah, I agree, Lawrence. I do believe that there is hope for Shea Coulee because she's Shea Coulee. Had it been another queen that doesn't have such a, in your words, stellar track record, then I probably would have more doubt. But I feel like there's always a way for Shea Coulee to get where she needs to be. So yeah. Okay, now we're heading to the runway. Our special guest this week is Ronan Farrow, and I was not familiar with this man. Are either of y'all familiar with him? He's a comedian.
Oh,
Black
he's not
comedian.
very funny. But I mean, he's Mia Farrow's son. I know her.
That's Mia Farrow's son. Oh, that's sickening. That's iconic.
With Woody Allen. Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, I was about to turn into Karen from Mean Girls. Be like, if you're from Africa, why? The guest wasn't the guy who was in the chair.
Yes, Solomon Giorgio.
Woody Allen and Mia Farrow, but he's black. Okay, got it. Clarity. So now we're on the runway. Any thoughts about RuPaul's look this week? This orange hair, this cheetah, maybe leopard. I'm not that into animal prints, but I think it's cheetah with this like velvety black cascading across it. How did you guys feel about the look? Toot, boot, shoot, never wear it again, Timberland boot, Bonnie and Clyde 03.
That's a 2 for me. She looked nice. It wasn't my favorite RuPaul look, but it did take me back. It was very nostalgic. It did take me back to RuPaul a la season 2. So I enjoyed it.
Okay. Derek?
It's a strong 2 for me. RuPaul can do no wrong. Has she ever done any wrong on the runway? No.
She has.
There's been one look I wasn't. There's been like 1 or 2 I haven't.
Oh, the catsuit, first episode.
No, I told y'all I love that catsuit.
No. No. So I also talked about this in the Clubhouse room over the week yesterday that I've seen this look before. I was wondering, where have I seen this before? So really quickly, this look, I don't know if you guys get random, because I follow a lot of like Drag Race content. I get like random sponsored little posts, and it's for RuPaul's video game, RuPaul's Drag Race Superstars.
Oh yes.
And on there, she's like, in this makeup, this hair, and everything. Start your engines. RuPaul's Drag Race Superstars is now available in the App Store. And I'm like, when I saw it today, I was like, I feel like I've seen this makeup and this hair before behind the judging panel. And then when I saw her sit behind the judging panel, I was like, oh, okay. I've seen this like scrolling on phone. So it's funny, in fact, this is not the first time I've seen her do this look. It looks really good. I don't care for the color dress combo, but again, this was my first time seeing the dress because the ad was her behind the panel. So I thought it was really good. It looks like Raven is trying to do something new here with her face. Her features look a little bit more sharp. I don't know.
It was a little caddish, which I like.
Yeah,
And I think it went with the print of the dress, which is probably the point, like to give that feline type of aesthetic.
Yeah, I
Very
got that.
lady puss. Love that.
I got that. Yeah.
I love the makeup, love the hair. The dress, like Lawrence, was nostalgic for me. I think it's quintessential RuPaul. Like you kind of just know that silhouette and like you've seen it before. It's just a different take on it. So yeah, it would be a toot for me if anything. RuPaul pretty much can do no wrong in my eyes. So yes, RuPaul introduces fan favorite Wintergreen to the stage, who we have not seen on a Drag Race stage since season 9 when she was Peppermint's drag daughter. What did you guys feel when you saw Wintergreen come back out, stomping, storming, and introducing the roasters? Lawrence, how do you feel about seeing Wintergreen?
Wintergreen works for production. So while the viewers were maybe happy to see her, I was trying to figure out why Ross, Michelle, and RuPaul were so excited to see her when they had coffee with her that morning.
In drag, Wintergreen is different from the guy working production.
All right. It was nice. I thought the best part about Wintergreen is when she was walking from the back of the stage to the front and she like rolled her eyes at all the drag queens. I thought that was so funny. I don't know why, but she really has the essence of just like an old time shady lady.
Yeah.
And if there's any type of shade that I live for, it's just old lady shade. Like just
It got me hyped too. When she walked down and rolled her eyes, I was like, yes, for the inconvenience that we have all caused you. Let us
and
all
she
know.
Looked good too. That makeup, I was like, okay.
I wonder who did her. You think Raven did?
No, it looked too good. Oh, sorry. Inner thoughts. But Derek? She did look good.
Derek, how did you feel about seeing Wintergreen?
I felt like Ginger Minge is I felt like introducing a new queen, Ginger Minge. But yeah, she looked good. I was really happy. Peppermint should be proud.
Peppermint should be proud. Shout out to Peppermint. She was just on a pit stop like an episode ago.
I love Peppermint. I do. I love Peppermint. I'm sorry, Derek, but oh my god, that lip sync against Alexis Michelle for Macho Man still is so funny to me. Like they were both so funny. Alexis looking terrible, but camping the hell out of that lip sync, and Peppermint like, I miss the earlier seasons. I really do. Like when things weren't kind of as heightened up, like the level wasn't so high, where it was almost like, any little mistake kind of gets you sent home. Like they used to appreciate. I don't know.
Is that what your feelings are for this season? Like, do you feel like the hype has kind of like maybe diluted what you believe it to be or what you know Drag Race to be?
I think what we know Drag Race to be is that, like, at least for some queens, right? Like they're very brutally honest in some ways. But I'm missing just a genuine, authentic moment from this season. So I'm not connecting with it like super well. Like when Derek was speaking earlier about like what he had hoped for the episode was like the 3-3 and then everyone else too.
Mm-hmm.
that can never happen in a season where they want to see like certain people like in the forefront. And the people that they want to see in the forefront are there, right? Jinx, who we haven't seen since season 5. Not that she hasn't been working, but we haven't seen her on our screen since season 5. So she's being kind of like reintroduced and put on a pedestal to a whole new set of people that are watching Drag Race that have never seen season 5 before, right? So Jinx is kind of getting everything of like the everythings, which I guess is something that they really wanted to like highlight. Do I feel like they're overdoing it? Yes, they are. A lot of things have slid by, like for instance that challenge was that last week's challenge of like the social media like viral thing. Jinx, I don't know, like
We know you weren't a fan. You didn't
dance.
think it was
That's
a
not
dance.
a dance. It's not a dance. And no one associated her with peanut butter. Like, what's going on here? So I kind of feel like when production just has their hand like that, even if you're highlighting the other queens, it kind of undermines the other ones when you're like, it's just very clear like what's going on. I'll just say that.
Wow. Derek, let me get your thoughts on seeing Wintergreen again, and then do you agree, disagree with Lawrence's point?
I have no thoughts.
I feel that. That's real.
No more thoughts on Wintergreen.
Juicy fruit for the win. And then do you agree with what Lawrence was saying?
Sure.
Do you feel like there are clear favorites this season? Do you feel like certain people are getting an extra?
I do. I always felt like it was still kind of clear in the beginning episode. Like, even though we know that Shay and Monet won the first episode, it's still kind of clear. And I do, for me, I think that this idea of them having a Lollapalooza to determine the winner is just going to come off not as fair if they choose who I think they're going to choose. Personally, because I feel like we've been seeing this person's
lip syncing abilities,
and it does not match up to the other queens, and I think we saw that tonight. And so sure, I guess I do agree with there's clear favorites, and it will be ideal for someone who is a little bit more seasoned in Drag Race. And I guess in life, how old is Jinx?
She's young.
She's young. Then we say she's like
in our age bracket. Yeah.
32, 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, it will make sense for someone of an earlier season to be favored to build a storyline for what I believe will possibly be the outcome.
I guess I agree. Maybe I've been a little naive this season. I have been enjoying the pacing of it for the most part. I think that I've gotten to see all the queens have a moment where they excel. So I can't say anyone got like denied spotlight this season. I feel like I do know the clear winner, and I always hate that in a season. But you never know. We still have time for some more twists. I'm starting to think that the Lollapalooza, per each lip sync that you win, you get an extra star. And at the end, maybe they do this like Mario Party, where you get your incentivized stars, or like your superlative stars, and then that determines the winner. But that's a twist. That's just a hunch. We'll see.
You are effing me up right now.
Because imagine.
What if that was the case? Just stars, just lip sync for your stars right now.
Mm-hmm. Like, who's been in the top 2 the most? Star. Who has won the most mini challenges? Star. Who has this? Star. Like, and then it kind of just throws off the whole. That would be a good twist, because then you wouldn't have such a clear-cut idea of who's gonna win. But I'm not getting paid for this, so we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the roast. Okay, so first up, let me get them on the screen. when you address them, talk about their look and their roast. So let's start first with Raja. We can start with Lawrence.
Okay. Are we gonna leave it up so that way it's blocking our faces?
No, I'm gonna try and like shift it.
Okay. Raja. The look is pretty. The look is pretty. Her roast was good. It was funny. Yeah. That joke about like meeting RuPaul and like having like that imprint on the cave is still there. Like that's hilarious. Like if you're gonna make fun of your age, that's one way like to do it. Like that was just like really funny. Considering that Raja and Ru really, I mean,
right.
Raja's 48, which she looks damn good, but you know, and Ru is 62, like looks they're not that far away from each other in age, which is crazy to think. But
it's like a 14-year gap, 12, 14.
Yes. But the look I'll give it a 2. She looks pretty. Evie, I actually love what Evie is wearing. I do. But I mean, just this like do-it-yourself haircut. I don't know what or why she keeps doing this. Who is telling her this is okay?
Monet.
Production.
Monet.
And then production is just like, you know, this is excellent. Wear this wig, and she's just like, okay. Like I'm just like, no, just don't.
I feel like that. Monet is giving her multicolored pack of pussy wigs.
Oh. Well, you have to imagine why Monet multicolor packed it into her luggage and brought it there with her in the first place.
Sabotage.
Well, Evie. Never mind. Evie's roast itself was good. It was good. It was good. I would give her roast a 2. I would give Evie's look a strong 2, and I would give Raja's roast a strong 2, and I would give her look a 2.
Derek, Raja and Evie, looks and roast.
I'm sorry. Is Raja's dress opened in the front where it's showing her legs?
It looks like a robe. You know, like one of those kind of like Hollywood, like what Shea Coulee kind of had last week. That
got it.
Yeah.
Marlena Dietrich's type of robe.
Got it. I love that. I think I just realized that earlier. I was trying to rewatch the episode and I saw it and I was like, "Oh wow, that's kind of hot." Like and just seeing a picture here, like, I love Raja. Like Raja has like great legs, so I really did love that look for her. So that really just stepped the outfit up a bunch. So I'll toot the look. I did not like Evie's look. I don't like the blue wig, and I don't know. It's still just giving off.
I really like it. I liked her shoes too. It's not showing too much like here, but her heels were nice and high. I think Evie's legs look good. Her body looks good here.
No, it's not a boot. It's like it's a heel. It's kind of like a platformish heel with a chunky heel. It's very cute. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a reference, but think Jeffrey Campbell, but
like yeah. That's what it looked like.
Okay, maybe I need to see it again. But I would have liked to see her in something different. Okay, and the roast. Evie's roast was better than I expected. Honestly, it was her personally attacking Jinx that I really loved. I did not expect for Evie to be that funny. It was the one that really it was the one where she was like, even Jinx has some surgery. Pause. I'll give you a minute to find it. And then backed it up with, she got her hairline done, which means she actually looked in the mirror and said, "Yeah, that's the problem." And did a great job of mimicking Jinx's voice. Yes. Oh, that was great. Does Jinx sometimes talk like Jennifer Not Lawrence.
Love
Coolidge.
Oh, Coolidge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess so. I never thought about that.
Do you want a cookie? Oh yeah.
That was good.
But yeah, so yeah, she did better. She did really good. It was good to see Evie excel like that.
Yeah. For me, I really like Raja's look. I think, I'm all about having legs out. I think Raja is stunning. Raja rarely looks bad to me. So I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed Evie's look as well. I think it's like pleasing on the eyes. I think I just like colorful palettes. But Raja's roast to me, actually, you may think I'm crazy. I thought she would be top 2. I really thought she would be top 2. Like, I laughed a good amount when she was like, so I heard Monet moved to Hollywood, but her hairline lives in Reseda. I was going the whole roast.
Monet was gagged.
Monet got it the worst, I think.
Yeah, they went in on Monet.
In her, Jinx and Trinity, in. But I just felt like Raja's sense of humor or comedic delivery matches mine. So I really like that kind of dry, darkish humor. So I think that's why I was feeling it. I think Evie's was good too, because it was kind of like the chill friend that's kind of like just cutting ass casually throughout the night. So I enjoyed that, and I felt like I was able to get through theirs, and there were no awkward pauses, or maybe production cut this closer so that way there's no time gaps. Like, it felt very fluid and organic. So I enjoyed both of theirs. So we can move on to Jada Essence Hall and the Vivian. Derek, kick it off.
So I'll start with the Vivian. Remind me, which place did Vivian go?
She was last.
She was last. Okay.
This is the second time she's closed a stand-up type situation, by the way.
Okay. And you know what? I think she did really good. Honestly. This look, I'll toot it. And I would say that her jokes were actually really funny. She said, thank you ladies for mentioning my K addiction. After sitting through this shit for an hour, I think I'll pick it back up. I thought that was funny.
It was.
I think I'm blanking on everything else that she said, but I just remember thoroughly enjoying Vivian's set. I did catch wind of like the AJ and the Queen joke that got removed from the edit that we received in watching it. So that
I didn't see that.
Yeah, she made an AJ and the Queen joke, something about RuPaul or Trinity the Tuck has been canceled more than like what RuPaul, AJ and the Queen, something like that. I may have butchered that a bunch, but it was something of AJ and the Queen being canceled, and I would have screamed my ass off if it made the cut. But I'm sure it was like maybe some copyright, trademark, or something like that issues where they couldn't mention something like that on the show. But yeah.
She also mentioned your girl's show, the exchange rate getting canceled.
Exchange rate, yeah. Oh yes. Oh my
and that
gosh.
being Latin.
Like, Monet had a talk show. Well, kind of on the internet. It's called the exchange rate, which is Latin for cancel. That was hilarious. Like, say she isn't Queen of all queens. Like, come on now. But anyway,
strong contender, I will say.
Yeah.
Strong contender, I will say.
By the way, I was in the clubhouse room. I don't know, maybe it was a clubhouse room or somewhere, that Vivian cannot win this season of All Stars because she's not from America. Just like UK versus the world, they picked a UK person to win.
See, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either, which I think is not fair, because why invite them?
Why invite her?
Well, I mean, but think about it though. Like, think about it. For a very first season, like UK versus the world, it's on UK soil. It's being sponsored by the BBC. To not have a UK winner for the first season, what does that kind of say about their drag? What does that kind of say about those queens that are there? So there is politics behind like all of these like different things. If we're having an All-Star 7 season, and I'm not saying that Vivian is not a strong contender, they're all strong contenders, which is why they're there. But there's also story arcs and potentials and like different things that they mix and match up. Just like Tatiana was casted for season 2 of All Stars to call shit out. She was never going to win that season. That wasn't even like she was never gonna win. Gia Gunn was never gonna win All Stars 4. She was there for to serve a purpose, right? If they're talking about diversity and stuff like that, picking the Vivian would be excellent, right? She's comedy. She literally had like 4 wins in like 7 episodes in UK, or she placed high and she only placed bottom once, and it wasn't even like that bad. You know what I'm saying? So she's obviously like a very strong winner. She's also the first winner that's like there. So they have to have people from like all over that's like there. They can't really pull from Canada because Rue never judges Canada. And the other, I mean, like they could have had like from other seasons and stuff, but I think that UK and US are what people watch the most. And so Vivian is there like for that. So maybe they didn't eloquently say it on Clubhouse like in a PC kind of way, so it came off harsh. But a broken clock is right twice a day. Just saying.
No, I agree that it would have made it would have made a lot of sense for the first UK versus the world winner to be the first to be a person that's from the UK. But I hope that's where it stops. You know, I hope that is where it stops. I mean, and not to say that, you know, fair is fair, whoever wins, wins. But I hope that this whole idea is not true, that they can't win. Like the next season of UK versus the world, if it's a fair UK contestant that wins, fine, whatever. But I hope the narrative is not that, you know, we're not going to give it to these other girls because they're not from here. Which brings me back to the Vivian. I think she's doing great. I like how thoughtful she was in planning in the workroom. Like, do you guys say cunt here? Do you guys say cunt? Like, yeah, we say cunt. But Jada, I'll go into Jada and say that, Jada. I love Jada, and I just love how, would you consider Jada charming? Like, you just love her just because she's just
very
Jada.
much so charming. Very much
she's
so
just
like charming.
I love what this season is doing for Jada, because I don't know, did you guys get the same impression? I didn't see her as this funny on season 12. She is much more funnier this season.
I don't know. I was kind of like enamored with Jada when I first met. Like I was like, yep, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
But I think that this season there is more of an ease. There's still that competitive side, but I feel like there's more of like, I'm here. I'm the winner of season 12. I'm kind of like the main commentator of this season, or one of them. So I get that. I get that.
What if I said, and I'll close out with this. We know Jada bombed, but it was so likable when she left off the stage. I was like, she bombed, but she could, like, I love Jada. Like, it's funny. She didn't let it get to her. And I love somebody who can laugh at themselves. But let me just think, with Jada, lost it.
We'll hold space for you. Like, tap me on the shoulder. Yes. Lawrence, let's get into your thoughts about the Vivian and Jada Essence Hall, roast and looks.
Okay. Looks, they're both a 2. I actually love the way the Vivian looks here. She looks like someone named Vivian. like a, you know, my nose is up in the air. I'm too good for you, and I'm gonna read you from up here. You're gonna be down there getting read. So I thought that she actually kind of played up on her character very, very well by wearing something like this. And it also says like the grand bitch is closing the show. So I thought it was very, very smart. I think she was very smart about what she chose to wear. And she's not wearing any blue either, which is good. She was wearing like kind of like powerful colors, right? Like red and black, and like she looked really, really good.
Was it red? Because in these photos I was convinced it was pink.
Oh, maybe it was pink.
It could be red. It could be the stage lights. I'm honestly not sure.
I don't know, child. I have red-green color blindness, so I can't see anything. But I mean, it looks good, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously like her roast was like really excellent. What I really kind of was missing from the Vivian was I don't feel like she was present in like her role. It was odd. Like it was I felt like she wasn't like invested in like her own performance. I don't know why I kept getting that impression, but I felt like everyone else was like laughing and maybe she was happy with that, but that's like all she was like happy. Like she wasn't like enjoying herself in the moment. I just wasn't getting that from the Vivian, which could potentially be a reason why she wasn't also like maybe in the top.
Do you feel like maybe it was just memorized and recited as opposed to performed?
No, I think that she performed it too, but I feel like I was missing a bit of like that presence that like Vivian almost okay. I feel like the Vivian tried to like kind of Americanize her routine. And it didn't go over very well for me. Like I feel like she was missing some of that like British wit that she always kind of carries around with her as she was delivering like her lines. So I was 97% connecting with it. The jokes, I mean, she can't help but to be funny. She's British. They're always funny. But she did an excellent job, but I just wasn't really connecting with it like personally, like for me. But I mean the performance was still a shoot. Like she's just that good at roasting. And then not that I guess the placements really matter too much here, but to go last and to close out that way, I just okay.
What are the odds of getting it 2 times over in the same type of challenge?
Production? It's odds.
Huck.
Right. Jada. So remember how I told you to tap me on the shoulder earlier, right?
Yes. So the edit.
Okay. This completely pissed me off when I was watching it, right? From episode 1, they have been editing these queens to look and be the best of the best. Convinced us. We haven't heard really kind of any harsh critiques. We haven't seen any of these queens in a bad light at all, right? Why now would they edit Jada that way?
Interesting. I did think that too while I was watching it, and I was wondering because I don't know what things get done 2 times over. I know the runway does and like some choice challenges. Do you think this was like a one-shot deal and that was kind of just what we got?
Even if it was a one-shot deal, they would edit around that. They've edited around that. We all watch Roscoe Jenkins' party or whatever Nation Lopez hosts like in California. And you know, they love to spill the tea like all over the stage, like, you know, once that contract to Mars is like clears up a little bit. They love to spill the tea behind like production and stuff like that. And these editors are professionals. They know how to edit, they know how to like seemingly kind of like insert laugh here or like whatever the case is, cut, clip, chop, whatever. I'm just curious as to why they wouldn't give Jada, who's now a front runner and like an actual contestant to be in the finale, why would you not highlight her in the best possible way? That was very odd. When in the lip sync, I know we're not there, but I just have to make this full circle moment. Jinx did a cartwheel and tripped, and they edited that part out.
Yeah, I heard that.
What? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, why now are we now like showing like faux pas? If you're gonna do that, then be consistent with all of the queens and show like those type of things. And if there's a one deal shot that's like coming up, that's something that you guys should have thought about before you decided to like make everything like a very positive like type of like deal, because that's what we're now expecting. So now why start with Jada as like the guinea pig for like kind of like doing that there? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter like how charming and stuff like that it was. We want to see our queens, especially the queens that like you guys have been pushing for us to really kind of root for at this point in the best light possible. So I don't know why they would choose to not edit around that or to like allow that to like kind of happen. And even if that was a one-shot deal, they could have shown that and cut away to something else. You specifically pan the camera to Michelle Visage's face, like what's
And
going
against
on, and
the
you know what that's going to have an effect
yeah.
on like the audience. I didn't appreciate that. Like I didn't like that. Like that completely ruined the episode for me. I didn't like that. I really didn't. That was a bit of dumping for a season like this. And in a normal season, that would be totally normal, like whatever the case is. But in a season where you haven't been doing that, and now all of a sudden here it is, it's like we're not gonna act like you guys didn't just do that.
Right before the last 2 episodes. I feel that. Was that the end of your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jada looked pretty too.
As always. No, I agree. I thought it was a one-shot deal just because of the consistency of the season. I'm like, if you haven't been doing that, then I'm guessing that this was the only way around it, and all you could do was kind of do the redemption arc in showing that she was able to kind of laugh at herself and take the piss out of the joke. But like maybe if the recovery gave more of like a pheromone or a Utica, I'd be upset. But because she was able to kind of like take control of the situation, I wasn't too perturbed by it. But I get your point completely. That is interesting. I would love to sit with production and figure out like how these conversations happen, because like, why now? But who are we talking about? We're talking about the Vivienne and Jada. I love both of their looks as usual. They rarely let me down in terms of aesthetics. I loved the control that Jada had over the situation, because she really could have got tripped up and just kind of flustered and let the moment go down. So I appreciated that and respected that. The Vivienne, I really loved her roast. She was not my standout this episode, but she is just that good that she is still like probably my top 3 of the episode, because she's just that polished. But yeah, those are my only thoughts on that.
Can I add something?
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 things came to me. I finally thought about what it was. I'll point it out, and then I do have something to say about Lawrence's point. I'll say the one, love Jada, but was she wearing the same dress she wore in a couple challenges ago? The gold dress, the RuPaul
the
dress.
ones she made.
Yeah.
This one might be like repurposed from something that she maybe wore like different that just happened to be very similar.
Or extra fabric, and she maybe whipped something else up, because she can sew. So
she can't sew. Cannot sew.
She can sew.
She can sew. Yeah, right. That's what I.
She
makes
most of her things, so she probably may have had like, because they gave them like bundles of fabric, so maybe she was like, I'm gonna turn this into something else in case I have to do a lip sync or something.
Okay, cool. I was like, was that the same dress from the RuPaul challenge? And then I would say, to Lawrence's point, I think with Jada's, it's not just Jada. I think we saw what like Evie does the runway twice, just like all the other contestants, and with the reveal challenge, was that last week when her thing malfunctioned?
Oh yes,
they kept that in there. So it's not that they're just doing it. And I'm sure I'm for the sake of time, I won't think back as far as like earlier in the season to figure out who else had not had maybe like the best showing. Shay has not had the best showing, really, but it hasn't been like in her faults. But I will say that for Jada's challenge, it might have been thinking that this is a one straight through delivery of a roast for each contestant, that it was something that they couldn't edit or get around. She bombed, and it would have been something that, Trinity would have been at Roscoe's like she was this past weekend, spilling all the behind the scenes tea. Like, oh, actually Jada did really bad, but you guys didn't see it, and I know what they're trying to do when they pan the camera to Michelle's face or the judges. Like, they're trying to make it seem like they're trying to Did you catch that? Because we're trying to show you that she bombed and that we're not impressed on the judging panel. Like, so I think that it might have been a situation where the editor, like, it was going to come out in the critiques, like, for everything to align and make sense. Like, we have to show that she bombed because it's going to be something that we have to talk about in critiques, which I guess hasn't been the case for the whole season.
That's the point that I'm making. It hasn't been the case.
To your point, but it wasn't, the critique still wasn't, you bombed, Jada. What was happening up there? It was like, but you laughed at yourself. Like, you know, so they're still keeping the same tone that they have been for the season. It's like, we know you haven't did it. Like, you didn't, you know, you were able to, it might have been, but you made us laugh. It was still funny. And so that's where they were still able to spin it, like keep that nice tone that they've been able to keep with all the contestants throughout the whole season with all their winners. They've been able to keep the same tone, but it was something that they couldn't get around through critiques. You bombed, but it was funny. So they had to show her bombing.
Right.
In my opinion.
And I agree with Derek, because I'm just like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, to go back to Lawrence's point, just that lack of consistency doesn't make sense. And I think by them doing it the way that they did, it allowed them to still, like everything else, wrap it up in a bow. And I think that is the overall goal for this season. Just make sure everything is kind of like filtered through a rose-colored lens, no matter how ugly it may get at points. So, yeah.
Thought question, is Jada doing better and trying the least? I feel like she's trying the least, but she's doing better than everybody else.
I doubt Jada is trying the least. She may look effortless, but I doubt she's trying the least.
Okay.
I doubt any of these queens are not trying. Like, the amount of money, especially on this runway specifically, these queens are trying. They're there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
it's effortless.
I think she has an ease about her that kind of puts you at ease, and it's like, damn, are you even trying hard?
Yeah.
But I think she's very much trying hard.
Okay.
Okay, so next we have Shea Coulee and Jinx Monsoon, and I'm gonna throw it over to Lawrence. Looks and roast.
Looks, I mean, come on. There's just
who are you focusing on right now?
Is this my cat? Shay? Literally, like, I oh my god, she's so gorgeous. Like, I can't. This suit is just the moment. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Did it take you to Emerald City?
It took me to a lot of different places. The hair just being as coiffed as it is, coming right out that damn scalp. The makeup being as seamless as it like she oh my god, Shay. The look is a shoot. That's runway ready for any of these seasons, for any of these bitches. Like, she's ready. Like, let's do it. And it fit her like a glove. So, like, she just looked like the supreme bitch. Like, I'm totally here for it. The roast.
Speakeasy.
I don't know why Shay, I guess I know why Shay does this, but I don't particularly think this is going to work for her. Giving jokes as like the rich bitch, right? Like, she has to maneuver around something like that. I get that, like, the punch line of it is kind of supposed to go along with like the fact that I'm so uninterested, but sometimes it just kind of comes off like she's actually uninterested. Like, and we know that she's trying. So it's like, it would almost be a little better if she just kind of went a little manic and just kind of like let go. Like, she delivered everything, but it could have actually been funnier if she kind of laughed at herself in a little bit of it too. Like, if she was just engaging just like a little bit more. I also kind of noticed that like Shay's set felt shorter than everyone else's, I don't know, I didn't time these, but it just felt shorter, or maybe her jokes just took longer to get to like where it needed to go. I didn't really know like kind of like what was going on. Obviously, I was rooting for her. At this point, we all need to be rooting for Shay.
There
But
could
I
have been
mean,
some dead air.
yeah, it could have been. And there probably was, but of course the editors edited around it because that's what they get paid to do. And so, but I completely, I guess I just didn't care because I didn't listen to anything. I was just too busy looking at her. The more like zoomed in, can you pull up the picture again just so we can get like the full? I mean, come on.
Yeah, she looks spectacular. Looks amazing.
Like, what the fuck?
She
looks
looks
great.
incredible.
Look at the pants flaring at the butt. Okay, Jinx. Oh my god, Jinx. First of all, I love what Jinx is wearing. I love this whole look. It doesn't say Jinx to me, like, and it's something different. I love the way it fit. And I love that it's still campy. So she's still being Jinx, but there's a little bit of glamour like in there. I love the hair like coiffed
Sex
up like
appeals.
that pin up like look. Like I love that.
Mhm.
The actual roast, it's I don't even have like anywhere. Like there was no time to actually breathe because you were too busy laughing at the last joke, and then she told another one. So you had to laugh at that one and finish laughing off the last joke. Then she told another one, and bitch, like I didn't finish laughing at the last joke yet. And it just felt like a choo-choo train of like knocking these bitches out like one by one. It was professional level just roasting. She was definitely ready for just like Comedy Central roast of Amanda Lepore, or I don't know. But like she literally like, Jinx is a professional when it comes to stuff like I wish so much every time I see Jinx, I wish so much that Ben won All Stars 3. Because if Ben and Jinx were on the same season, I don't know. I would have abs by now. I'd be laughing so fucking hard, laughing myself to sleep, laughing when I woke up, like just laugh, 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 laugh. And the fact that they're like BFFs and they have like their tours and their shows and everything together, I can only imagine the people that go to these shows. Like they must be like, wow, like this is totally worth like the money. And I mean, yeah, it was definitely a shoot for Jinx. Definitely the best of the night. I love what she was wearing too. For Shay, it's a very, very, very soft too. Very soft too. But she had my favorite look of all of these roasted. That nothing compares.
I will go. For Shays, I agree with everything Lauren said, and actually pretty much everything you said. I love this look. I think it is spectacular. It's expensive. It's power. It's black businesswoman on not even Wall Street, but Tulsa.
On Black Wall Street, yes.
Black Wall Street.
Yes.
I think that I agree. I think that form of comedy, maybe an approach that is semi-adjacent to what she's trying to do, is kind of giving it the friendly, oh hey girl, da 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 da, bitch. I think that might be more of like a happy medium for her as opposed to playing this uninterested, rich bitch. So that way it still gives that like, yeah, I'm social, I can kiki with the best of you, but girl, get your broke ass back. Like that I think would suit her well. I think that Shay has delivered like this before, and it's probably a comfortable space for her, especially as someone who's not a comedian. So, she's probably just operating there. It wasn't terrible. I just don't think it was super effective. Jinx Monsoon, an amazing showing the whole night. She looked amazing. She was funny as hell. When she said Trinity broke it off with her boyfriend Easy and was like, let's just be cousins, I screamed. Like, Jinx is incredible. Like, the jokes she received, even how she received them, like, just the ease of which she does. Jinx is so stable in who she is as a performer, and it's admirable. So that's all I have to say. Derek.
Yeah, I agree with you both. I thought that they both looked really good. I love that green on Shea Kool-Aid. It was just so like my favorite color is green, and I love like a really dark green, and I love the way it just popped on her skin. And she did look expensive. So I like that. I I'll start with Shay's roast. Outside of her looks, I feel like she did have like some funny jokes. They were like they had me like giggle, but I wasn't like laughing hysterically. And
Right.
and I do feel like it was like a back to back. Also, I'm not crazy like super. I don't know. I can imagine. I can see the fandom going. I can see the fandom kind of like go like having a problem, maybe with the body shaming of like if you want to look at it like that with the Jada Essence House, such a skinny little bitch, such a skinny little bitch.
Oh, yes.
I'm actually surprised because there's a lot of people who have a lot of sensitivity around that. Um, Especially a lot of like queer people. That doesn't limit it to just them having those issues, but I was kind of fatigued with those jokes that she kind of let run on, and they weren't that funny. It reminds me of like last season with Lady Camden, like in the, in
Oh,
the
hello.
yeah.
Hello.
Okay, new joke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah. But what I will say with Jinx, I mean, I have no words. I really have no words. She was she was so in her element. First of all, she looked great. I thought she really looked great. She definitely has something I would have expected her to wear, but she owned that stage. She owned her set, and I just was so impressed. Like I was actually laughing throughout her whole. My favorite joke as well was the one about Trinity and like let's just be cousins, because it was like a pun. It was like funny how it was kind of like associating her with country and I
Right.
guess incest, and it was just funny. And I like how like she got on that stage and just owned it. I just feel like it was like a fire trail leading up to the to the podium, just dropping a bomb. And you notice she made her way through the judges almost, RuPaul and Ross. I don't remember anything about Michelle, and then made her way through the cast. And then the comedic timing is so good with Jinx. I love that. I actually, no joke. After that, I literally wanted to see when Jinx will be in my town. I now know she's coming to San Francisco in December with Ben DeLaCreme. And I want to go. And that's what I think that's what this showing of All Stars is about. Like we get to see more of them. Like let's say Jinx went home episodes ago on a design challenge. We would not have gotten to see her in this roast and see her excel the way she did in this past episode. I was thoroughly impressed. I was on my neck laughing, and I actually, because of that, I think I want to see her in person. And that's what this is all about. Making you fall in love with these winners. Absolutely. And supporting them more. So
being on your neck, falling out sounds so uncomfortable.
Yeah. I usually just say I am on my neck, but some people don't understand what I'm saying, so I say on my neck laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Clarity Derek, I have a question for you. Were you as bored with Jinx and her penis jokes about Evie in Succession?
No, I enjoy hearing about any objectification of Evie and her donkey dick. What I will say is, and I think I heard this from Trinity I don't know, Trinity must not be on any type of contract. She was singing like a canary on the Roscoe's viewing party. She let go all of the secrets. And I'm saying that to say, I don't know if Trinity said it or Bob said it on the pit stop, but these are recycled jokes of Jinx. Did you guys hear that?
I mean, I noticed the one from Snatch Game with the line of coke.
Yeah. But even I heard the other ones were not something that the queens had not heard before. Like she does those jokes on a regular.
Well, now you know what you're getting if you go see her live. I think the difference between did you finish your thought? I don't want to cut you off.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
I think the difference between Shay's repetitive jokes for that moment and Jinx's is I think there was a bit of a build up with Jinx's. I think Shay's kind of stayed on that one level. Like it didn't get funnier than the next. I think like for Jinx, I was like, where are we going with this? Because like strapping it behind, like tucking it behind her shoulder blades, I was like, eh. Then the next one got funnier. But when she stopped, did the line of coke, and then said, I'm becoming my mom, I was like, yeah, shit, this is funny.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood your question, Lawrence. Yeah, I see where you were going with that. Then just hearing Eric's response. Yeah, I don't feel like Shay's jokes got funnier. I feel like it was at the same level. I feel like Jinx jokes got funnier. So no, I wasn't bored. Sorry. Thank you for Eric. You make a lot of sense with that.
Okay, so we are moving on to our last set of queens, and it is Trinity the Tuck and Monet X Change. I'm gonna start this one. I'm so proud of Trinity tonight. I think she looks pretty as usual. Trinity is stunning. Monet as well. They both look expensive. Monet actually is like one of the most expensive looking women on the runway tonight. I love this kind of like Eartha Kitt energy, very 1920s Cotton Club. Like I really love that. But Trinity, I was just so proud of her comedic timing, and I was blown away. I was so impressed with Trinity. I'm not gonna harp too much because I don't have any jokes like cemented in my head, but I remember like her, Raja, and Jinx were the ones that I kept like circling back towards. And then the Vivian. And then Monet. You know, maybe I'm just not running at the same speed as everyone else, but it gets butter, eggs. I didn't get it. I'm assuming it's kind of like a fat joke mixed with like a cooking reference. And,
how does she end it again? How does she end it? What does she lead up to?
It makes a sheet cake, then it gets better. Like but the judges referenced it at the end, like when they were doing like their decision making, they brought it up like that was the standout joke, and I'm like, damn, am I really dumb? Like I just didn't. I didn't get it. Maybe I will have some insight for it, but I thought Monet's was cool. You know, to be honest, I felt like hers was in the same vein as Shea Coulee.
Really?
I did. I was not super impressed by Monet's stand-up. Like from my expectation of Monet X Change is like someone who really works mics and does this in New York consistently. I guess I expected her to just be like stand out, like clean top 2 material. And then when I was getting it, it just wasn't landing for me. And then I watched it again before we started this, and I was like, yeah, this one just didn't hit hard for me. It wasn't trash. It just wasn't Monet's best work. Like her roast All Stars 4 definitely superseded this.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So, but I think they both look great, and I think Trinity did a phenomenal job, and I think Monet did a cool job. I will pass it over to you, Derek, because you are the president of the Monet X Change fan club.
Okay. Let me start with Trinity really quickly. Thoroughly impressed and happy that Trinity pulled through this episode, because considering her history with roast and comedy challenges, she has like bombed. I want to say terribly, but it just wasn't funny. So now learning that she paid somebody to do her jokes for her this time.
Oh shit.
Actually, she paid somebody for All Stars 4 too. She said that as well. She paid somebody for All Stars 4, but she also paid somebody this time, and I guess it landed this season, or maybe they didn't land, and this is the editing this season. I don't know, but
these were funny.
Yeah, to me they were funny. Oh my gosh, and then they kind of got harsh. I wish your mom would have swallowed you. To Monet, did you guys
Yeah, and I was wondering, I'm like, at any point does Monet feel away? Because damn.
I know. And then it's like, I love how they poke fun at them sharing a win. It's like, next up is the reason why I'm only half a winner. That's funny. But yeah, I thought she was pretty funny. It looked, I couldn't stand Trinity's wig. Let me just say that.
The wig wasn't spectacular.
Did you guys live? I didn't live. I didn't.
No,
And
but when
then-
she told Evie she wasn't pretty, I lived. Because that shit was funny. The comedic timing was spectacular. Not because Evie's not pretty, but it was the timing in which. I just wanted to throw that in before I forgot about it. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, and then Monet said, I'm really blanking on the jokes that and that might be a bad thing, but I remember laughing. And what I will say about it is, did you notice that her dress kind of said Monet on it? Which is super cute. Right there by her boobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then love my girl. Love my girl. The hair was killing me. She wore that on the pit stop, and it looked so much better.
You didn't like this?
I on the pit stop, it looked really nice, but like I don't know if she had help that day, but I can kind of see it lifting like right here. It looked like a cap.
Well, I don't think Monet is the greatest with like prosthetics.
Drag her.
She's a drag queen.
So that's a specialty. Not all drag queens know how to do prosthetics.
Grabia got to be glued and got to be glued it down. Like, you have to have a PhD in prosthetics to like. I don't understand. She's a drag queen. She's literally paid to transform.
Skill. The way they talk about it, it's a special skill. Wow. So I don't know. I don't know how to do it. So what I'm gonna say?
You're not a drag queen.
Yeah. Well.
No, but wait. When Monet said this is unprecedented, Trinity got a laugh and applause at a roasting challenge. Oh my gosh! And then when she also, it's coming back to me. I went to see Jinx. I went to see Jinx at her one-person show. No, sorry, there was only one person at the show, and that's gonna be me in December.
This show's gonna be packed after this season. Make no mistakes about it. Jinx gonna be making money.
I should get tickets now.
You probably should.
I probably should. Oh my gosh. Because I don't know how the season's gonna happen, but I feel like it's gonna go up.
Was that the cap on your thoughts for these two?
That was the cap.
Lawrence?
Yeah. I did not like what Trinity was wearing.
Damn, hold on. Y'all got me looking hard at my phone. I'm like,
why would she have that small hair with those ginormous earrings? Like you're doing drag from the ears down? What's going on here? I didn't care for that at all. Her jokes, they were funny. All right, and then there's Monet, right? Like, I hated what Monet was wearing.
Oh my God.
I hated what she was wearing. And the fact that you pointed out that it said Monet across it made me hate it even more. Because now that I see it, but before it just kind of looked like brown cow, not so stunning. I hate it even more. Like I hate it. The fact that she didn't glue down the fabric to her head. But you know, Monet, I mean, soak it up. You know, she does sweat. So maybe it was glued down. And then it started lifting. But she also sweats in her nose because that pig nose was also lifting back in episode 3, if you remember. So she should just ask one of her sisters, like, hey, do you mind like just double-siding this for me? Or so, like it needs to be glued down. So that was completely distracting
I'm
for me.
that y'all weren't here for it like that.
I didn't like this at all.
Wait,
I didn't like this at all.
I did like Monet's look. I liked Monet's look. I just felt like the hair, for me, it was just the hair. I just felt like it it wasn't giving off hair. If that was supposed to, if that was the goal to give off hair, like some type of like, I don't know what it was trying to look like, but it should have been glued down a little bit better because it looked better in the pit stop. On the pit stop.
I think it was supposed to give off like just kind of like headpiece, like fabulous headpiece, not like hair like how they do like the wax hair or anything like that, or like just even. I think it was just supposed to be like a headpiece, like a headpiece that's like
1920s cotton club.
Okay, yeah, I never seen anything like that.
Very vintage, very, very.
It sounds
20s.
Like you don't want to anymore either. Yeah, I thought that Monet's jokes were like okay, but I'm 100% with Eric. Like, I listened to that butter joke 5 times, trying to just kind of understand like the reference, and I'm just like, wow, they're really laughing at this. There's something about sheet cakes that I know nothing about. And I don't want to know. I think even if I understood the joke, I still wouldn't laugh. So, pass. But I did love when she said the essence of beauty for and then Jada came up there
and kind of was a bit of a mess.
So I feel like that was like kind of like I don't know. That was kind of like a death sentence in a way. But I love that she said the essence of beauty and that she giggled right after. I feel like Black people just know when they're funny. And I feel like when you can laugh at yourself, it's so relieving to me. I really do. Like, I laugh at my own jokes in fact, I tell jokes for my damn self. Like, I don't tell it for anyone else. As long as I got a good laugh, like, I'm good. And Monet, she was laughing at herself. So it kind of like picked up like a little bit of like the performance, but it was a very soft toot for me for Monet. Her Lady Bunny was much funnier.
She was laughing at herself when she walked away. No.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
When she said the essence of beauty, like she was like, Jada essence, that bass laugh that she always gets.
Yeah,
and she had actually told another joke where she laughed at herself when she referenced Jada as well. So I don't know, like it was. I forgot what the joke was, but yeah.
She does that a lot in her podcasts and stuff, I noticed. She's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd have a good time.
She's great. Y'all ready to go to the runway?
Absolutely.
Ooh, exciting. Okay, like just remember. And then at the end, we'll go lightning round through it. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a lightning round, and at the end of your rundown, I also want to know what you would have did for this challenge.
Okay.
So, let's start with Lawrence. We are gonna start with
Oh yeah.
the
Give me
looks.
the name and then I'll give me the name.
Raja.
Raja was a toot for me. I thought her
Okay.
makeup was beautiful. I thought she looked beautiful. The shoes, child.
He loves the
She
platform.
she really she did that.
Jinx.
Okay. I love what Jinx did. The detail on the shoulders with the she could have left everything as is, but my eyes zoom into things like that. I loved like that whole thing. The only thing I will say is that I would. By the way, can I just say that I actually really love this runway song? Like this was a really good song for them to walk to, and I
Especially with this
also love,
category.
yeah, and I also love like that you know, 360 degree. They should do that for every run. Like, let's see the looks, honey. Like, I
Right.
really like that a lot. Like, cause you would miss certain details. But anyway, back to Jinx. I would definitely give Jinx a shoot. I loved it. The only thing that I would have kind of wanted is to see a little bit more singe and fringe on like the hair. So I love that she didn't do any eyebrows. But I kind of wish that like she was kind of charred
Burned.
a little bit more, like just burned, charred. The rope was a little messy or something like that. But it was a shoot for me.
Trinity.
What's the next one? I didn't live for this the same way everyone else did. It looked pretty. Trinity's never gonna look ugly. So I mean, it looked pretty, but it's a very very soft suit for me. But I mean, her makeup looked beautiful. She looks flawless. It fit her like a glove. But I wasn't really getting, the vibes.
Evie Oddly.
I loved what Evie was wearing. That is a when she came out, I audibly gasped. I was like, is this Evie literally doing what she loves to do, campy stuff and whatever, and marrying it with glamour? Like, oh, are you finally this is the Evie that should have shown up episode 4, right? Like when we were just like really just kind of hammering it in. Like you can still do you. She still did like the mushroom thing, like whatever, like do you, but add a touch of glamour. That was probably the biggest hair I've ever seen Evie wear. And she looked she's never worn hair that big before, has she?
Maybe not. Like
I don't
maybe
remember
Dolly
Evie
Parton
ever
was
being.
Dolly Parton was probably Dolly Parton and Vanna White were probably the biggest wigs that she has worn on the main stage, just because of the theme.
Yeah, I love love the way that she looked. All of the places on her dress that lit up were the places that should have lit up.
Right.
It was just very smart. It was very smart. It was nice.
Jada Essence Hall.
I mean, just come on. Like crustacean woman of the fucking sea, like she just looked like she looked glorious. And to have that much on and it still have functionality, that's really hard to do. She was wearing an ocean. She was wearing something that wasn't actually going all the way down, like the silhouette was going off to the side. Obviously, you can't walk if your legs are off to the side. It was just very nice. Like it looked really good. I would definitely give it a shoot. It wasn't my favorite, but it was just gorgeous. It was gorgeous, both in and out of the glow.
The Vivienne. Angel Wings.
Pass. I have nothing positive to say.
Shea Coulee.
I mean, come on. When she turned that corner,
I can't.
oh my god, The makeup. Can we just get into the detail of Shay's makeup? You know what? I went on YouTube. Like, I've been on YouTube like since this episode aired. And I follow a lot of Drag Race content and stuff like this. And a lot of these videos, their thumbnail is Shay. Mind you, Shay did not do that well this episode. Just like in terms of track record, she didn't do that well. But the thumbnail is Shay. Which is, it really is kind of like a compliment. Like, Shay's makeup just looks absolutely amazing. That yellow on her skin, oh my God. Like, it looks, oh my God. She just looked like the queen sunflower. That's just ready to be picked apart. She just, I mean, it's a total shoot. I loved what Shay was wearing. She looked gorgeous.
And how would you interpret this runway challenge for yourself?
Oh, are we gonna skip over Monet?
Did I skip Monet? Oh shit, I did. Fuck. I thought I did in order. My bad. No shade, Monet. Monet exchange.
I guess that's Latin for canceled. You know, Monet's look was pretty. It was pretty. But I actually liked it better in the light.
In the light.
In the glow. And then also the constellations weren't constellating for me like enough. I kind of wish that she, like, if she was gonna do like something like this where it was supposed to be like celestial and constellation. It's a toque, by the way. She still looked gorgeous. Like, the dress is still gorgeous. But if she was gonna kind of do something like this, it would have been nice to like maybe select a constellation of like zodiac signs or something like that with like connecting or something like that. So that way it's like a direct reference of like what we're actually looking at there. The makeup too was a little different for her. Like, did she add like a little bit of like red or like orange like tint underneath like her foundation, or it felt very like really almost like almost kind of like evil in a way, like kind of like bloody outer space vixen. Well, we shouldn't use vixen when we're talking about Monet, but you know, out of space, you know, that type of thing. But I did like it. It was the obvious concept, right? Stars glow. She did like a constellation thing. Okay, you know, we get it. But it was definitely a strong toque. Monet looked gorgeous.
No, absolutely. Derek. Oh wait, no, sorry. Interpretation of this runway.
Oh, what I would have done? Gosh, I mean, I don't know. Okay, it depends on what body I have at the time that I'm doing it, right? So if I had like got mixed body, I would have went out there with like two pasties that like sparkled on my nipples, and I would have won the challenge. If I had maybe Eureka's body, I would have probably done. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, when things are like, I don't know. Come back to me. I'm gonna think about it.
Derek, let me make sure I have this whole list down. I don't want to forget anyone. Monet exchange.
Monet exchange. So I did like Monet exchange. Look, I thought it was a really good interpretation of the challenge with the I got a galaxy type of universe, glowing stars, planets, all that, without the planets. But it took me there. What I will say is that we kind of lost her in the dark, and I feel like we didn't really lose the other queens in the dark. I don't know what it was, but maybe it wasn't enough like lighting, or enough of a glow so that we don't lose her when the lights went out. But it did glow, so that was the assignment. But I thought she looked good. I liked that it was a gown, but we didn't really see any of the queens do a. Oh yes, it did. Evie, yeah, we did. So I liked it. I'll give it a 2.
Okay. Trinity, the tuck.
Trinity the Tux, I'm gonna give it a boot. I did not like it from the moment that it walked out of the when she walked out from the back onto the runway. I don't think that. I think some of these queens were confusing glow with LED. And it definitely gave me LED. I didn't get glow. It's funny. Trinity, I think herself said that this was her least favorite look on the runway. It just gave me cheap carnival, not like carnival the festival, like cheap carnival fair made into a dress. I didn't like it at all. And you know, Trinity has been coming with it. I feel like for the past 2 episodes, I have not been enjoying Trinity's looks. Oh well, the last episode wasn't as bad, but this one was. I couldn't take it. It was awful.
Too loud.
I just.
They zoomed in on the details too, and it made you kind of hate it even more. Like especially that thing, like in the back, you could see like the folding of like the. And I was like, is this like paper mache? Like what's going on here?
And Trinity said that she had to. It wasn't working. It wasn't supposed to be flashing like that, and she had to take some parts of it together herself. Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say it was a boot?
Yes.
I implied it, but it's good that you stamped it.
Yeah.
The Vivian.
Oh, DeMarcus. No. The Vivian. So I'm gonna boot it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Like,
don't be sorry.
Because I hated the hair.
Okay. We don't like pussycat wigs?
I thought you said what?
We don't like pussycat wigs?
I don't mind a little pussycat.
Not ones that look like that. No, we don't.
Give me a not that one. I don't know what that was. A helmet. I don't know what that was. That was in between that wasn't a pussycat. That was like a what was this? Like I didn't understand.
She didn't even brush it down. Like girl, run a brush through it. Like what was going on here?
In the words of Lawrence, you're a drag queen. Like,
yes, the fuck.
So I'll boot it. And then it just gave me the wings were cheap. Like I feel like I could have found that on Amazon. Yeah. Who else is next?
Wait, can I also just say for like the Vivian's look, she was wearing a leotard. Like let's just call a spade a spade. You were wearing a leotard. And why wouldn't the judges call that out? Like, girl, come on.
It did glow, but it was just so like, I just felt like it was so not elevated. It's hard because we're on All-Star 7 and about to enter Rupaul's Drag Race season 15, so it's like, what haven't we seen? But yeah.
I agree.
Okay. I was stuck. I'm sorry. That drag had me still in the street. Jada, Essence Hall.
It's a very soft toot. It does glow, but I just thought that it was a lot going on, like with it's a mermaid and she's like sitting on something, and is that supposed to be like a wave behind her?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll toot it, but it's a soft toot. It's not my fave from Jada. It's a lot. Kind of reminds me of like her crowning look, where it was like had a lot going on.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
The virtual crowd, that orange alert.
No, the first episode when they were like real regal and royal, and she had like the butterflies and the white locks going up into a dome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Jinx Monsoon.
I'm gonna toot it. It took me a minute to kind of like want to like it, but then I noticed the little flames coming from right here. I'm like, how the fuck did she get that to blow like that? Like, how does she do that? Like, that was so interesting. Like the mechanics, again, I'm always obsessed with some of these garments. And I will say, I have a feeling that this dress might have looked better in person than it translated on TV. Personally, I think we probably would have got more of a fire glow, and I thought it was just it was a story, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. It was so cool.
Shea Coulee.
Shea Coulee, it's a shoot for me. It was the best look of the night for me. I thought she looked super great. Again, bringing up some opinions that came into space before on Clubhouse, where they said that Shea Coulee's look did remind them of, and it wasn't too far from her Tooth Fairy look.
Color-wise,
the palette.
Oh, well, no, silhouette-wise in a sense, too. If you remove the petals around the lower part, I get that. But the quality is not even close to similar.
It was, this was amazing.
This was expensive.
This was so, and it like immediately, was she the first one out?
No.
They went in order of, right? They went in
I don't
order
feel like she was
roast.
the first one out.
She was like a third one out.
Yeah, she was the first.
This is amazing.
Raja was first.
Oh, that's right. Raja was first. This is it's a shoot. It's a shoot for me. It was bomb.
Evie Oddly.
The makeup. Segue into Evie. The makeup on Shea was just who it's somebody. She packed somebody in her suitcase and they're in her hotel doing that makeup for her. I cannot believe that there's a queen that talented.
She looks like a Cabbage Patch doll.
Yes.
Yeah.
She looks like, remember we were saying like it was giving like fairy for something. It was something that we were referencing. Like Pixie Fairy a couple weeks ago. Anyway.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of winks.
Yes. Evie Oddly. Now this might be the third best look that I've seen Evie in this season. I love this look. I love Evie is doing beauty. Drag Silky Nutmeg Ganache. Like she is actually doing, she's not always doing scary drag. She's not always doing spooky drag, bitch. She is giving versatility and we love that. And we love that. She's giving ball gown. Like I love that. It was Disney princess like on acid. Was it not? It was so beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And it glowed, so it met the assignment. I thought this was really nice. Evie got money.
She must.
I'll shoot it for Evie. I will. Shoot it right on up.
Raja, you don't shoot up shrooms.
Oh, another point. Somebody said the outfit immediately got cheap for Evie when she put the mouthpiece in. Just bringing back what I've heard.
That is honest. It was nostalgic too. Okay. I remember those. And that is a moment in life. But it kind of cheapened it. If it would have glowed to match the color of the outfit and been white, that could have been like more ethereal as opposed to that. Because you know where it's from. You know how much it costs. So I think all that knowledge cheapens it. But either way, she paid a lot for that.
So you saying she went to a 1-year-old's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese and got one of those out the bag and put it in her mouth. Put it in like, oh, this is perfect for Drag Race.
I'm going to say you're not off the mark.
Okay. And then who do we have next?
We have Raja.
I've come down off of it a little bit. I was shooting it at first, but now I'm going to strong toot it because I really do feel like it didn't glow. It was an LED light. But it did look good with lights on, with lights off. And it was so like the lasers were so freaking cool. Like that was cool as shit. I'm sorry. That was dope. She looked good. Makeup was perfection. She's just so, and then the shoes. Oh my gosh. I wish you could have walked better in them, but I understand because they were insane. And yeah. Really strong toot for Raja for me.
So good. And your interpretation of this runway category?
Well, yes, I'm happy you asked. If this is a category on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 20 and I am on there as, I have to do this interpretation of like glowed up, it would be, I'm thinking Storm. Marvel? Is that Marvel?
Don't get me started to lie.
I think Storm is Marvel. It's X-Men. It's Marvel.
I'm trusting you.
Okay. I would have did some type of electromagnetic type of thing, but it glue like maybe like and there's like a tornado built around me or something, and that is like glowing when the lights go off. I'm like possessed, and I'm like glowing from here. The eyes is just out of, and then it's like storm clouds, and they're glowing. Probably something like that. That you would have.
I love that.
You would have been taken on like a superhero trip.
That's cool.
Like while he's embodying Storm.
That's really cool. I fuck with that.
Eric, you want me to ask you each queens, or you want to just say it yourself?
I mean, I'm looking at them now. I'm like looking at the list, so I'm not forgetting anybody. So I'm cool. Thank you. Raja's I love because it reminds me very much of like Britney Spears and Toxic sneaking through lasers. Like I love that when movies do that. Like I thought, of course, Raja would think of this. It's so Criminal Minds. It's just elevated. So that was a very strong tool for me. I loved that. Evie's is one of my favorites because y'all know how I feel about microdosing. And to see all of that, like, it just looked expensive. I was like, who thinks of this? Well, Raja would probably think of something along those lines. But still, like, that was probably, like, one of the pretty... That and Evie's outfit with, like, the fur. Those two, I think,
yeah,
like,
the what was it, fringe on the runway? Or
and her velvet look.
Oh,
and the velvet look. Those three are spectacular. This one, I probably think it's like my second favorite because I don't even know, but I feel like I really like this one. So that's
favorite too, yeah.
That's my, I'm going to shoot that because I felt a personal connection to that one. Shea Coulee's is a shoot. Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Like, call a spade a spade. She looked phenomenal. Jinx's, I love like Salem witch trial stories and stuff like that. Like it just, that was spectacular to me. I'm just passing them out. Shoot. Trinity's, so much effort went into it and I can tell, but it just was loud. So I'm going to give it a boot. Jada's, I really enjoyed conceptually. I feel like there were some twists that I could have added to it to like bring it to a shoot for me, but it's a strong toot. Monet's, I think that the lights weren't placed in the right parts to execute what she was trying to do. I really like Lawrence's idea of like, constellations and zodiacs and like highlighting it that way. So that way there's always something to look at. I felt like it was kind of like, like little tea lights and then they kind of like die out. I felt like she needed more placements, more pockets of those lights. And if she could have designed them to paint a picture, it would have been better. I really don't feel comfortable booting anyone because I feel like all this stuff was expensive as but I'm going to toot that because Monet's makeup, like once the lights came on, Monet looked spectacular. The Vivienne, unpopular opinion, I think that those are some of the best wings we've ever seen on that runway. I was impressed by how well they moved. Like, you know how Courtney Act had them, and that was an amazing look. But I think like the fluidity of these wings and the lights and stuff, I was blown away by those wings. I thought they were so pretty. And the way she presented them was so like gentle and flowy, and I loved that. That was a toot for me. And my interpretation of this, I have two. I'm a bit of a round the way girl, so I would probably find a way to make myself a name belt. A human name belt, like the LED across it, or I would make myself a billboard because I'm from New York. So I would probably have a big apple that glows with a bite mark in it, and then just have a billboard that kind of finds a way to say the baddest bitch on the block, and then maybe like put the font on like a street, so that way you get the idea of the baddest bitch on the block, and it's just gonna be a big ass billboard behind me. So like one of those two concepts. Did you get yours, Lawrence?
Yes, I did. I decided that I would just pay someone to do the thinking for me and just hope for the best.
Real Trinity of you.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I not whoever she paid. Fun, but,
okay, we are
wow. Between that and Eric calling Evie manic. I don't know what was shadier. I haven't had my shady moment yet.
You sure? Because we can run the tapes back.
We can.
We can run the tapes.
Roll 'em
There's
back.
been a few episodes.
Roll 'em
Everyone has
back.
had a moment.
What lives in my head is Lawrence. What do you think about last episode? What do you think about the Vivian's outfit? It's a big Liverpool boot. Rent free.
Oh Lord.
Jesus.
And I was
wearing?
watching
What was she
UK season 1 yesterday, and I was like, she's actually from Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Not Liverpool.
Liverpool. Sorry, drag her poor.
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I don't remember last week's category.
Reveal.
Oh,
it was the reveal. And she revealed. Oh yeah, she revealed those fucking pants. Oh,
okay.
God.
So we find out that the top 2 queens of the week are Jinx Monsoon and Trinity the Tuck. Do you guys agree?
Jinx, yes. The other person was like insert person here. Honestly, I wasn't even like really invested. It could have been anybody.
I don't think it could have been anybody.
But I mean, it was like 4 people in rotation that it actually could have been. It could have been Trinity. It could have been Vivian. I mean, if I had to like, if you had to like kind of chop it down to like the runway, also Trinity and Vivian to me had the weakest runway. So, but Vivian's runway was light years better than Trinity's runway. So I mean, I could actually kind of see Vivian also there, and she closed out. She was good.
Yeah, Vivian.
When you break it down like that, Raja could have been a contender because her runway was good and her roast was not bad.
Her roast was good and her runway was good.
Yeah, so she could have been in that spot. Derek, thoughts about this?
Yeah, Jinx made sense, but Trinity not so. Most improved. A star for most improved. Sure. But I definitely could have seen somebody else in that spot. I thought the Vivian could have been there. Raja's set was not as strong to put her. I feel like Raja's set was not as strong as Monet's. But
what?
I feel like Raja's set was not as good as Monet's.
Okay, I heard you correctly. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
She was funny, but I feel like Monet.
Okay, I heard you correctly.
I feel like Monet had a longer time and jokes that were like, that I actually laughed at.
You know, it's just,
Ru gave Raja this the entire time. This
one of these. You see Ru's neck when it was like, Ru's neck doing that the whole time. That's how you knew it was real.
Ru was cackling like it was the 80s and
that coffee
enema. Just did a line off of Evie's dick.
And realized I'd become my mother.
I'd become Michelle Visage.
Now, do I agree with the lip sync? I mean,
okay, well, slow down, Speed Racer. So, they are lip syncing. They are lip syncing to "Kings and Queens" by Ava Max. And what were your thoughts about this lip sync? It was very. Y'all go first. Derek.
No.
I don't know why when they're lip syncing, I'm like, I have to go pee.
Yeah, because you're not excited to see it.
Like, I'm like, it's either I know how it's going to turn out. I'm not interested in seeing how Jinx dances. Trinity, I know is going to do the same shit all the time, making these faces and shit. It's like the same thing. Like, I know what to expect out of both of them. And again, Trinity gave us a lot more insight after the show on the viewing party, saying that these are songs that she would never do. So, and then she's lip synced so many times, it just feels like, what more can I do, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
So
she's not an assassin.
She's not an assassin?
I think in the sense of like maybe she's saying it like I don't have an endless amount of things to just keep pulling out of my ass. Like it's like I can do what I can do, but I'm not gonna get on my head. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not a contortionist. I think that's what she's saying. I think she's a great lip syncer for her element.
Well, she was acting as if she was giving Jinx fellatio, which we did not need that visual. Did you guys catch that?
It was a little. What did Lauren say? Well, that was a bit much. But that was one of those moments where I'm like, oh, we are fighting for this 10,000.
I'm like, what? And they're just doing the way. Oh, and then we know now that Jinx tripped and fell, did not land her cartwheel correctly, but they edited that out. Trinity already exposed that. And I keep playing Sasha in my head, Sasha Velour's pit stop moment in her head, which they're like ripping each other up when she was on pit stop with Bob Drucker.
Yeah.
What do you think about the lipstick? And Sasha's like, she's like doing back bends and they're like ripping themselves apart from Rue. I have to really think, like, what are they winning? They already got their star. Oh, it's like, oh, $10,000. Okay. They can buy them a new arm. They're ripping themselves apart for her. Tell me you guys remember that episode.
Oh my god, yes, I do remember that.
And who
Is
was
she wearing like orange?
To? Yeah.
She's wearing. I remember that episode. She had like stone boots on and something.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Sasha was like, "Child, couldn't be me." Yes. But yeah, Lawrence, what were your thoughts on this? Well, Derek, were those all your thoughts on this lip sync?
All my thoughts, and I don't agree with the winners.
Okay, Lawrence,
I hated. I mean, like the H is coming from the diaphragm. I hated this lip sync. Like, I hated this lip sync. I hated everything about this. I hated what they were fucking wearing. Jinx, in the words of Vicarious C. Davenport, right? Jinx was over here flopping across all these people's stages. Like what is going on?
He's just the goat.
Why are you doing that? And then at the end of the lips, okay, they showed Jinx doing the cartwheel, but then cut away from Jinx doing the cartwheel. But then included Jinx saying, I don't know why I thought I could do a cartwheel. What intern? These interns are clearly doing lines of coke off of Evie's dick. What is going on? This editing is like, it's giving mushrooms and acid. Like, I don't know what's going on. Jinx is like literally flopping across the fucking. No, there's it's just chaos. Like, it's just chaos. Even what Trinity was wearing, that leotard was from Etsy. And it was like the most ill-fitting leotard she's ever worn. And I'm just like, Trinity, no.
Not
no.
Etsy. Lane Bryant.
This was one of the most ratchet lip syncs I've ever seen in my life, both on Drag Race and off of the main stage. Like, that was really, 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 really bad.
That was Trinity and Charlie Hides?
No, that Charlie Hides was beyond more entertaining than almost every lip sync I've seen on this season.
And that's just the gag of her not performing.
Like, literally, Charlie was, I wanna go all the way.
I'm just waiting for RuPaul to say, Sasha, wait.
Let's go,
yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie, come on. Yeah, I'm not here for this at all. I think both of them actually should have in fact, they should have donated that $10K to like some type of drag fund or something in the local community for local drag. None of them deserved it. And the song, oh my God, whoever is choosing these songs, I'm like, this is just oh my God, I hated this so much. Like, I hated this.
So bring back Give It to Mama. Got it. Give it.
No Beyonce songs on Drag Race. Like, you can't do anything with, like, don't play Beyonce on RuPaul's Drag Race. Just don't do it. None of those lip syncs have been good. None of them. Including Radio, including Greenlight, including Sugar Mama, including like literally all of them. They've been bad. I don't like it. And why are they choosing songs from B-Day anyway? It's like so weird.
I have when you give your thought, Eric, I have a question around the lip sync.
Oh, yeah, this lip sync for me was chaos.
Mayhem.
No Miller.
Yeah.
The Miller. Because, like, Jinx in this pilgrim outfit, even this screenshot is upsetting me and a few of my ex-homegirls. Like,
wait, that's why I chose it, by the way.
It's borderline offensive. It's Jinx in this pilgrim outfit with the red tights. I guess it's cohesive to the Salem witch trial theme, which I get, but at the same time, like, stop. And then Trinity, I don't like this, but I love these boots. These boots are it. But I don't like this leotard. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Much respect to both of them. What was your thoughts, Derek?
My question is, if you guys had one chance, RuPaul's Drag Race pop-up show for a day, and you're competing against your local queens. You don't even have to be in. Yeah, no, you have to be in drag, but you have help. Lip sync for your life for $10,000. What is your song?
If I'm supposed to act an ass?
You gotta work. You gotta don't fuck it up.
Something that I know will have me going full throttle the whole time. Shackles by Mary Mary.
Oh, you dragged Denali and Olivia.
Did they do that?
Yeah,
they did.
Denali and Olivia. Remember when they made each other over and they ended up in the bottom? They did Shackles by Mary Mary. Shackles on my feet. So yeah, they were.
You are lying. You're making this up because you wanna have a moment.
I'll bet you $10,000 that I'm right.
They had a little Latina. And who else? Olivia Lux.
Not a little Latina and Olivia Lux.
Do Shackles. Do Shackles.
Why do I feel like they did a good job?
That's like making Willow Pill dance to Never Too Much. Wait, what song was that she did?
Yeah, she sure did. Yeah, they did Shackles.
It makes sense. Okay, so if not that, then Hold On by In Vogue.
Hold on. Oh,
just for the intro. It'll carry me out. Lawrence?
No,
we can't hear you, Derek. Are you muted?
No, we can't hear you. What's his problem? We still can't hear you. What happened?
Hello, Derek?
Unmute again, Derek.
Hello.
Talk. Yes, we can hear you. All right.
Wow.
I would probably do.
Why do I feel like I know what you're about to say, and I will just be tired?
It's giving Destiny's Child Survivor.
No, I wouldn't do Destiny's Child. Although I'm not opposed. What do you think I was gonna say, Eric?
I don't know, Lawrence, because if you say Sponsor Estilo.
Oh, wait.
Sponsor is my song. No, but I wouldn't do that. Yes, that's my favorite song of all time.
She needs it.
No.
We love her.
Yes. Her wigs are glued. That wasn't my song, by the way.
What was your song?
My song would have been, or would be, probably He Wasn't Man Enough by Toni Braxton.
Oh, that's fun.
Pretty slow, though.
Is it?
You think?
Low key, how it starts off until it's like...
You can camp the hell out of that whole beat.
You can really, and the lyrics too, you can have a field day with that song.
Wow, okay.
Like, that's personality gold. Actually, that's a great choice.
Okay.
Thank you.
What you got, Derek?
For me, personally, in general, I think I know what my song will be. Easy. It has to be like Bible of top 10 songs to do a lip sync to, and that would be Tina Marie, Square Biz.
It's a classic.
Absolutely will slay it, and I will win.
I would go up because once it's time to rap, you better know every single word and point to your lips.
As soon as I hear the music, like as soon as I hear the elimination music,
that's it.
I have to win this. I'm not going back to Compton empty-handed. This is my stage, and all these other bitches, I don't see them. I'm going to leave it all out on here. I'm sorry, but this is my time to shine. And then cue the music. RuPaul gets up out her seat. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let me go press play. Could you scoot out the way, Michelle?
I hate when they make Ru work harder.
Everybody get
up! Wait, can I just say? Oh, go ahead, Derek.
Let me just say what my outfit would be. And do not steal this. It will be like, what's a good, very Tina Turner. Like, what should be having a little shimmery type of...
okay. Like,
fringe type of look. I'm talking
So are you saying like Tina Burner in the 70s Disco Challenge?
Oh.
You said fringe, and that's exactly what that was.
Ooh. But elevated. I actually have, fun fact, I have one Tina Burner song on my playlist. In my phone.
She has music?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It was that one song she did at the finale when they all came back and they did a music video. Turn It and Burn It. It's kind.
Pass. I actually have another song that I would actually do really, really, really well in.
Okay.
And I think I think I would actually put this above He Wasn't Man Enough. I would do, and I'm surprised that this hasn't been on Drag Race yet, but I would do Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
I don't know, well, I probably have heard it, but off the top of my head, I can't recall.
I see a little silhouette of a mouse. Gotta move, so you do the fandango. So you've heard it before. Trust me. And the song has like, it's famous because it has a lot of like different inflections. So the song starts out, is this the real life? Is this just... They sing it on American Idol for every audition, like all the time. It's literally like the most famous song in the world.
So that and Fallen by Alicia Keys.
I would...
I do have a backup song, and it would be...
what are you smoking?
And I would come out on a motorcycle with trainer wheels on it and a fog. Who you calling up?
You know damn well that song cannot be played on the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race.
They're gonna make Willow Pill and Bosco dance to
it. I would pay good money to see lip sync to UNITY.
They're getting canceled. They better enjoy these Emmy nominations this year.
I would cry. Willow Pill doing Luther Vandross still sends me. The meme. the meme of Willow Pill just teasing her hair lived.
Look, yep, it gave Skinny Luther. Skinny Luther. So, but yes, I support your vision, Derek. That was phenomenal. I actually see that for the both of y'all. I will be in the audience sending up my singles very generously. So Jake
Yes, I will send Lawrence packing.
And
to you and ITY, you probably
Derek,
would.
you said you disagreed. Are you saying Trinity should have won? In regards to Jinx winning?
Yeah, really, yeah. Like what? Even Rude knew. Rude knew. Rude knew, Michelle knew, Ross knew, Willem knew,
honestly,
Latrice
because
knew.
of, like the fellatio, like what was that?
Well, it was so unnecessary, and usually fellatio is always needed, but she didn't have to do that there.
Yeah,
I think it becomes when you intrude upon someone's personal space, it gives very much drag. It's not a contact sport, so I don't know why queens still do that. It gives more of like it's desperate. And I think at that point, Trinity may have just been kind of like running out of moves in her arsenal. She did the ass wiggle at a point that it didn't really fit. And then she did the fellatio part. I think she was just trying to get the money. And it translated as desperation.
It gives very much like I'll always think of Trinity as a prostitute. Like she's just doing it for the money. Like, oh, I gotta get this 10K. Like
she works hard for the money. So hard for the money.
She does. I loved her wig though. That's a performance fucking wig. Like that is a performance wig. That hair was everywhere. I was like, yes.
It was good. So Lawrence, do you agree, disagree?
With what?
Jinx winning.
I mean, like I said, they should have donated the money to charity, and they both should have lost. In fact, they should have gotten 1 star each for vote.
No, my God. Okay, so next week, Drag Race gives back the Variety Extravaganza. Any early predictions? Who do you think is going to excel? Who's going to get another star?
Did Shay ever do one in the past?
She did a variety show on All Stars. She did like that stripping thing, and she was just safe.
Eyebrows and
boring. Hopefully, she does something different this time for next episode because I need her to get another star.
I feel like she was meant to hold it. Right, she really got to pull
at the end of the episode where they kind of showed like a preview like of it. She was in this big wig of like, you know, just feeling like her oats, and it looked like she was performing her ass off. But I do agree with you. I don't want to see Shay doing anything slow, and I don't want to see Shay doing anything that's like just mid. Like I need you to be like, I need you to. What did Shangela do? Ruse, the bus still running? Shablam. That's it. Yeah. Like leave it. Boom. Boom.
I want talent check, cunt check, unique check. Angie, I want an original song for one of these.
Oh God, no more bitch tracks.
I don't.
You hate them?
I don't hate them. They're just overdone, and not everyone is gonna give you Aja or Kennedy Davenport. That's the thing. If you're not coming like that,
All Star 6. Wigs.
I don't want smoking wigs either. Like if it's not Aja or Kennedy Davenport, enough with the original music.
Cornbread Slade, come on now.
Oh yes, Cornbreads. I actually want to hit streaming. That was a great bitch track because that song goes. Thank you so much for reminding me about that. But you know, honestly, I don't have any expectations as far as who I think is going to be successful next week. If Trinity does another tucking thing, she's not going to win.
Oh my God! Please no. Please
just
no.
Because
of the tuck.
Just because it's predictable. I get it's branding, but it's just like you gotta like keep us on our toes. So if you do that, automatically we're not gonna be as enthused. The Vivienne, I do not sleep on. Jinx Monsoon, I do not sleep on. Monet may give us a bitch track. And sing. Monet has a nice voice, so this could either go really well or really bad. It just depends on the presentation of the song. I don't really know what to expect from Jada, quite honestly. Evie either. Yeah, I don't know.
Wasn't Evie doing like dancing?
I didn't watch the preview.
Yeah, in the preview it looked like she was doing like dancing. She was doing dancing.
Okay. We'll see. Any expectations?
That the Kennedy Davenport Center honors will not be able to make rent next month, and they will close down.
That is so sad.
Yeah.
By the way, it was a little bit odd that none of the queens did a joke about Kennedy Davenport.
They actually. Oh. True.
Nothing that at least was aired that we
True,
saw,
yeah.
but I don't see why they would do that.
I guess
going to
that's
say
why
maybe
they
because
have
they didn't know.
wintergreen. And maybe that's why they have
Wintergreen wasn't
wintergreen to
even
do it.
Kennedy's like, why?
I know, but
Like,
someone had to make reference.
Kennedy Davenport is now a RuPaul's Drag Race like showgirl in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're trying to like bring more of a crowd or bring more attention to her to maybe like
but
support the
she's
show.
LA. Like, why wouldn't they just have her there? That's just very.
Kennedy Davenport is in LA?
No, well, I'm saying like Vegas is like right next to LA.
Oh, okay.
They film like near LA, right? They film near.
Monet said it's like Anaheim?
Which is like literally
LA
or some part of it affiliated. So I just thought that was very, very odd to me. I would have loved to have heard some Kennedy Davenport jokes in there too. Like let's get this roaster cooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Choices. But yeah. Thank you guys. Any extra thought? Any last thoughts?
The detox. Oh shit.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Leslie Jordan here.
Roast, like iconic roast.
Let me get my notes together. Fuck. Like, girl, like, just get it together. Like,
right, please.
You don't have to F-bomb us. Like, what's going on
Michelle,
here?
Like, Michelle, you're a whore. Oh, fuck.
Goddamn. Oh my god.
Where is the trash can when you need it? I'm over it. Officially.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, see you next time. I am the janitor at the Kennedy Davenport Center of Health and Control of Diseases. Stupid. Have a good night.
And I am the treasurer.
The baddest bitch on the block is never too far away from the money.
No, never forget your roots. Never forget your roots. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 7, All Winners, Episode 10 review. We will be back next week. Please follow all of us on IG, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.
Oh, wow. Okay.